Hello everyone, welcome back to another stream. Sorry if the audio quality is a little bit different. I kind of forgot my AirPods somewhere else, which is not where I am right now. So yeah, we'll have to make do with what we have today. So anyways, without further ado, today we're going to be looking at the stock market. Specifically S&P 500. I want to go over my high time frame analysis again, kind of give you guys an update on what's happening in the markets, but generally speaking, I want to just briefly go over what I mentioned a while ago, which is this. So essentially, for a while now, we've been looking at this order block of the monthly chart over here. And, I was essentially saying that we have a trade that looks something like this. Just give me a second over here, where essentially the general idea was something of a short position on this order block, specifically at 4,400. I was looking at 4,400 to be taken out, and stop loss was at this high. So this was the original trading idea over here, and I basically said to you guys, like, this is the trade, this is the stop loss, that's all we're really waiting for. And right now we're kind of just seeing that weakness come in. If we look at the monthly chart, we see that we have a pretty nasty candle down on this monthly chart. The 2-month chart, we have a swing high happening, and on the 6-month it's even worse. We have this nasty rejection on 6-month after wiping out this previous candle's high. On the 3-month as well, we have pretty much a swing high forming. We've just taken out this candle's high over here, seeing a nasty rejection. So overall, this plan is still in play. I'm still waiting for a move down to happen. Now, where that move down is going to take us, we're gonna have to wait and see, but I do see something somewhat rapid. In order for this plan to be accurate, I need to see a rapid move down. I really would like for this yearly candle to kind of somewhat end on a red note. So we got a couple months left. That might be wishful thinking, but regardless of all of that, I still stick with the same plan. I think we have a lot of liquidity here that we're about to come down and take. We have things like this trend line over here. We have this trend line here. But generally speaking, I am with the bias that this was our high, and this is just a lower high to just, wipe out anyone who shorted late, I suppose. Kind of into our OTE target, make sure we're non-log, yep. Now we're just making our way down. So overall, this is still the plan. This is still what we're waiting for. If you entered this, then, you're just chilling. I saw someone on Twitter, I don't know if he's in the group, actually mentioned that he wasn't still in this trade. But I would take it to this low over here. However, I do see us going a bit lower. But this is just, I guess, quote unquote conservative, not so conservative take profit zone. So that's really all I'm looking at for ES1. And I'm sure a lot of people are thinking, well, if ES1 comes this low and SP 500 comes this low, then what are we looking for? Not just as levels, but in the general market. Well, number one, I'm looking at this kind of candle here to get wicked into. If we just go and refine it a little bit, see what's happening. Nothing really here to refine. So we have this massive down close candle here acting as an order block. Looking for a move down into, potentially taking out this candle here that doesn't have a wick. 3,000, coming down to 3,000. Let's mark it out, liquidity. $3,000. Might as well just keep the liquidity zone at $3,000 because that's just how it is. 2-month chart, we have this order block here, something like this to refine it, and let's refine it down to the 1 month. I would keep it like this. Weekly, yeah, I would just keep it like this. You could refine it more and more to these down close candles, but I think I'm gonna keep it as is for now. And let me just stick this on and see. Now the question is, how long will it take for us to come down? If it kind of stalls and then takes it out. It is a good level. Let me check log, see how it looks. Let me see what fibs line up from this low. Okay, let me check over here. Nothing really lining up except for 0.5 all the way down here. Again, it's below 3,000. Yeah, I'd have to say this is realistically the only zone I'm looking at the moment. We could just simply come down and front run this whole area by just hitting this order block here. But I think I'm going to give a more in detail update once we come close to this target. If we come close to this target, because right now I want to see how we move down. I want to see how fast we do it. So it is a potential that we simply come down and hit this order block and move up, or we could come down here and see what happens with this trend line and see how price decides to react. So yeah, I would say that this is my main idea. Of course, the secondary idea is that well, we simply move up and make a new high. But at the moment, I'm just not seeing any signs of that happening. Dollar is looking bullish until we at least hit this fair value gap up here, which I've marked out a while ago. Let's just double check the dollar chart with you guys. Yeah, I mean, this is our first area of interest. We've bounced pretty massively off $100 already. Look at that nice little engulfing on the 6-month candle. Could easily keep rocketing up to take out this high over here into the one-to-one extension. And this extension, if you guys don't remember, was pulled from this part to here to somewhat look for an A and a B and a C. And potentially coming up to the 1.272 as a final target. In general, we'll be taking out this liquidity, we'll be taking out this high. We have this zone here between the 1-to-1 to 1.272. The fair value gap is more of just a local level. June, October, we have a new October candle opening. Maybe we see some kind of rejection, but I would say that dollar and ES1 are going to be perfectly inverse for quite some time. If we look at, what did I want to look at? Apple, I mean, I remember in one of the streams, I was saying this is resistance for you guys. And I was saying that if Apple breaks this level, and just to highlight what this level even is, it was this little imbalance / fair value gap zone in the market, this gap in the market. We literally perfectly rejected after filling it and moved down pretty aggressively. Just to be clear, yeah. So the Apple, I mentioned this briefly. I'll go over it again. Unless we break this imbalance, I'm literally looking for a move all the way down to $100. This is literally the only buying zone I'm looking at. If Apple comes down to 100 and potentially down to this imbalance area, I will be aggressively buying. So this is for your long-term plays. This is for your stock market plays. Apple at $100 and below is a nice little discount to look out for sure. Now, where that discount will take us to after is what I'll be waiting for, because what could happen is two things. Number one is something like this, where Apple decides to come down in like a and then we see some kind of B, and then a C, and then we move up to make a new high, or we come down, just impulsively all the way down, and then we're going to be taking this trade up to a massive imbalance zone / breaker, such as this zone here. before we then see another rejection lower. So I want to see how we move down. Is it impulsively? Is it correctively? Because if it is impulsively, we will have, you know, some more room to go down through rejections and more liquidity below us. We could literally just come down and wipe out all these higher lows that were, you know, kept for a long ass time. Generally speaking, I would prefer if we simply went down on an ABC, because that for me would indicate some sort of new higher high would be formed. But we have to just simply wait and see what happens. Can't really make any predictions based off of the information we have right now. Just going to have to sit back, wait for this to play out. It will be a while before it plays out. So yeah, definitely have your alerts ready if you're interested. So this is mostly what I'm looking at. I want to see some other stocks, see if there's anything really of interest, anything interesting going on, something that I would personally dabble in. That idea with Apple, it looks like that's happening with Amazon right now, where we have our A move down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for like some sort of diagonal. A and now a B, and now we're coming down for the C wave by the looks of it. Let me check some super high time frame stuff. Yeah, so literally Amazon just, wow, look at that. So yearly chart, king for stock market. I like it. Fair value gap, perfectly rejected off of. Now, where will this take us? That is the question. We have a couple levels. We have these wickless candles on the yearly. Let's just mark out the last one. And then we have, if we go down on the 6 months, see what we have down here, what's below here, just a bunch of, this is all like imbalances. Typically these get wiped out based on ICT theory. So scary stuff, scary stuff. We have this imbalance / order block zone coming at right below $50 liquidity. Like, if you haven't noticed the pattern, stock market like S&P 500 and Apple and Amazon have similar target zones. Dollar is still bullish. I'm not gonna lie, dollar's still looking pretty bullish. So do with that information as you may. But for me, I'm personally not buying. I am waiting for the buys. You could obviously go short, but I generally would prefer to long or like wait for long-term buys in the stock market rather than shorting it. Besides, you know, S&P 500, because it's more straightforward in my opinion. But as for the actual stock markets, like, you know, things like Amazon and Apple, I prefer to just wait. NVIDIA, what's NVIDIA doing? Setting up a nice swing high on the monthly. Now, I posted something pretty controversial for NVIDIA, if I remember. I don't think it sat well with a lot of people. It's something similar to Luna, basically, where I saw a pattern that I saw with Luna. And if I see that pattern, I'm not going to really like care about what the asset is. I'm just going to follow the pattern because it works. 6 months, we're getting a nice swing high. Set up. Over here, let's check 3-month candle. 3-month candle also setting up a nice swing high. So that means I'm expecting some kind of open rejection and then an impulse down. But if you guys were curious what the pattern was, it was essentially where we have this, you know, not so pivotal high put in place for a while. You know, this has been like 2 years ago, almost. Well, just exactly a year, actually, I would say. 1 year later, we take it out. A lot of liquidity here. A lot of liquidity taken out. What are people going to do over here? They're going to long. People are going to be longing the breakout of this high because they think something like this will happen. So it's just a pattern. This the same way I saw with Luna, that Luna broke its previous high time frame high, ranged for like a month or two, and then it just like died. It just absolutely died. So that's what I'm seeing. NVIDIA, great buy. Below $100. Great buy down here. Sure, why not? Maybe not actually, but I'm just saying, if you have a position, hedge. I understand that, this is a coin that's been bullish for a while, so you don't need to sell, but I would at the very least hedge, heed my warning. That is all I will say for NVIDIA. I know people have really strong opinions about assets like this, but this is what I'm seeing. I think, let me check volume. What does volume look like on this thing? A lot of volume up here, and we didn't really push high enough, did we? So majority of the volume in the past couple of years happened right up here. Again, do with this information as you may. Like, literally, most of the volume is here. Not here, guys. Right here at the top. What does that mean? What does that tell you? Really quickly, I'll go over Luna. I know this is a goddamn stock market stream, but let there be a lesson for today, at least. So what did I see here for Luna? That's so similar. Again, we had this high put in place like 2021, and literally like 2 years later, well, a year, just about a year later, we breached this high. What do you think happened up here at this high? Let's go down to the let's go to the 4-day and see what happened. Well, we have to kind of like ignore this section, which is kind of proving to be difficult, isn't it? Where the hell? Dude, this seems like so long ago. I mean, we're pretty much like moved up here, ranged for a couple of days, about a week. And then we literally just died after that. Obviously, I'm not expecting something like Luna to go to zero because NVIDIA is an actual thing. It's not a shit coin. But essentially, I was looking at something where like a deviation sort of move where we take out this high and then come down to take out these lows. And basic ICT theory calls this a primer. This is known as a primer, where we set up this long high time frame pivotal high in the market, and then it is used later on to make people first get stopped out of their short positions, and number two, prime people to enter long positions above it. So this is literally the area of most interest for a lot of people. It's the most interest the coin has gotten in a year, where it's breached all-time highs. So a lot of people are out of their shorts and now into their longs. A lot of people are out of their shorts and in their longs. And the volume's even worse here than with what's it called, Luna. So that's just my opinions. Now, I could be absolutely wrong, and we could just come down here, fill this gap, and rock it up. Sure, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying to short. I'm saying to just at least hedge, or take some profits off. That's it. That's all I'm saying. This entire area is a danger zone. But yeah, what else do I really want to take a look at? There's nothing really. To be honest, I know a lot of people might be looking at like NASDAQ or something. And NASDAQ's even worse, because I was essentially saying that this needs to hold for this idea to be valid, and it's not holding at all. So this idea is now invalid for me, because our sign of strength is now being lost. And what's the alternative idea? Well, this $10,000? Yeah, $10,000. So again, similar pattern. This A, B, and C move. Same thing with the ES, the S&P 500. Same thing with Apple. Same thing with Amazon. I'm just seeing the same things over and over and over again. And for me, if I see that, it's pretty crazy confluence, in my opinion. I'm not gonna ignore all this. So let's see what happens. I guess this is just a reminder. If anything, it might not be a stream where I'm giving you guys a trading setup besides Apple, because that's long term. It's just a reminder of the market conditions, what to do to ensure that you stay as safe as possible. That's all it really is, because I understand that like you guys want like physical, like actual trade setups, but most of the time it is a waiting game, and it also is like serving as a reminder, like you need to be patient. Just be patient, guys, because I do believe the best setups of potentially of your lives is to come. You know, it's not here yet. Not in my opinion. The best trade setup of your life is not here. That's all I can really say for sure. At least not for me. I don't know. Maybe someone takes a nasty long and it goes up like God knows how much. But I just think we need juice. The juice is not here. We need this juice right here. Once we take this out, we got juice. So we need some petrol for this journey, and we're running out. So, anyways, that's all I really have to say about the stock market. I have a very straightforward opinion of it. We haven't reached our validation, guys. And if you guys want a reminder, I'll post the charts that I put in the Discord. I also had streams where I literally marked this out as in validation. I hope it hasn't shaken you guys too much. Coming too close. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. I'm going to just... Is there anything else? MP materials, no. Netflix, same thing, literally exact same thing. A, B, C. A, B, C, guys. Like, this is what I'm waiting for to see if Apple does. If Apple does something like this, and then we come up, or if Apple does the ABC first. Snapchat. Snapchat is actually looking like it's interesting. Let's check Snapchat out, actually. Why not? Hmm. 6 months. Yeah, I mean, I have to say that Snapchat still has a long way as well. Looks like everything is pretty much on the same boat. I can't really see anything different. So, actually, there's no liquidity here. Never mind, because we swiped out. This was pretty rapid move. I wouldn't say there's any liquidity specifically at this high. Order block, imbalance, something like this over here. Let me check this video. Oh, sorry, not this video. Let me check this chart here. Like this. Volume. Okay. Yeah, so overall I'd have to say that I'm probably gonna wait for a new all-time low. Let's wait for discovery actually on Snapchat. $5 taken out here actually, but you know, I'm gonna set alerts on all these different stocks and see what happens, but at the moment I don't think there's any opportunities for buys. I see no opportunities for buys on the stock market. It's just not looking good. The VIX, what's the VIX saying? The VIX, wow, would be one hell of a buy if we come down here, right? Take out all these lows. So maybe long the VIX if we break below $9 or $8 actually. Yeah, but would be one hell of like, actually, maybe if you want to take like a quick scalp, because I'm sure no one's going to potentially hold this for like 8 years before it comes up to $90. I don't know what the fees are going to be for that. But anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. I think I've covered what I need to cover. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.